Today, we are going to talk about how LOA is a bitch. And if you've been using LOA for a while and not getting the results you wanted, you're probably saying the same thing too. And I know, and Lydia knows from experience, why and how it is a bitch. So here we go. Hey, Lydia, LOA is a bitch.
I just love the way that you're saying it. Yes, welcome everyone to our conversation. And remember to I just love to like and subscribe because we have more talks coming, more content for you about like hot topics like this. So tell me, my dear Tracy, why LOA is a bitch? What's in there?
Well, the first thing is like, I'm going to talk about myself because I've had experience with it. Is when I first heard about LOA, you get all excited because you're like, there's a part of you that resonates with it going, yes, this is truth. I shouldn't be living this life. I'm supposed to be living something better. And oh, I can create my own reality. And then that you're like, what's going on? It's not working, and that's why it's like I say that I'm a success at being an LOA loser because I've done everything wrong, or no, I don't want to say wrong, but that you could do that was the opposite, and LOA was always responding to me. And so, Lydia, I mean, first of all, LOA is for real, right?
Right. It is working as we speak.
Yes, it is.
Like I know it is known worldwide as law of attraction. And for me right now, it's like I don't call it law of attraction. It's more like what you put out, you're gonna get back, right? It is the vibration, the state of being in which you are, you're gonna get back. So because we are energy, and once I've heard from Bashar that you don't need to attract, you are always attracting something. We are attracting this moment. You that are watching us right now, you are attracting this very moment. And it is a perfectly well orchestrated plan. So that's my new definition of that law of attraction. The moment that I started to understand this, then I stopped perceiving law of attraction and as something that it was my conscious choice to attract. No, because we are always attracting conscious or unconsciously, right?
Yes. And the thing is with why LOA is a bitch is because we're doing a lot of things that aren't unconscious. Because I could hear people say now, I'm going to talk like, viewers, like voices are coming into my head because I can hear you guys out there. I did not attract this disease or
Mm.
or homeless, I'm broke
Or
or
that. Yeah.
this loneliness. I did
Mm.
not put that out there. And I think that's why LOA is a bitch because you might be saying, I desire to be healthy and I always wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to have a lover, and yet you're not experiencing that. I can understand, like, I had a real problem with that too in the beginning. Like, I'm not putting that out there. And
Mhm.
so that I think that's a struggle sometimes why we say LOA is a bitch because we're not conscious of we may be saying something and feeling something and even taking action towards something that is saying to the universe, oh yeah, you are putting it out there.
Mhm.
And you're not even aware you're putting it out there. And I don't think anybody is putting out there, I want to be sick.
No. Not consciously.
not consciously. And so those are the things that get LOA losers in trouble. It's like because we have convinced ourselves that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing and doing it right. So we should be attracting something that is totally different than what is showing up. And that's the bitch about it is that LOA is always going to show you or what you're putting out. If you're not
Mm.
aware of it, you're going to be made aware of it. And even
Yes.
when I was made aware of it, it still pissed me off. Because I was
You
like,
still say it's a bitch.
it's a bitch.
So, yeah, okay. So now, for example, you're saying it, which I completely agree. This is how it works. Now you and I know, and beautiful audience, if this is the first time that you are hearing this, now you know that life is reflecting you back what's going on within you. Okay. And the the easiest way in which life is showing you is through emotions, right? The way you are perceiving your life according to your beliefs that again are working unconsciously. You are not conscious about it. It's like when you are driving your car, you don't think excuse me, you don't think anymore about how to handle the car. You just do it automatically. So by default, we are creating this reality. Now, you're going to ask us that, okay, how? Yes, I am creating this. How come am I doing this to me? It is not like you are doing that to you on purpose. The debt, the deceiving, disappointment, like the sadness, the fear, the anxiety. It is not that you are doing that to yourself consciously speak, but we need to know more about ourselves. So our my question to you that you are listening to us right now is like, what are you believing is true, right? And how are you feeling? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling joyful? Are you feeling in peace? Are you feeling shame? What's the emotion? Because that emotion, you are creating that emotion. How? Again, according to beliefs that are on a conscious level. So the more we know about ourselves, when we pay attention to physical reality, instead of judging our physical reality, because for me, I used to judge my physical reality every nanosecond. Seriously, my dear Tracy. Like, the moment that I was waking up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm waking up late. That's a judgment. Or doing my makeup. Oh my gosh, look at this. What did you do, Lydia? Like, again, I was like, every movement that I was taking during the day, I need to go to the bank, doctor. I need to do this, and you are. And my baseline was like, I was super anxious and feeling powerlessness again, because I was like in the perception that I needed to take care of everything about me and my family and the dogs and the birds outside and the world. So it was like a bunch of energy that I was holding, negative energy that I was holding because I was feeling responsible, but at the same time, I was judging myself. So that's the reason why. And at the same time, we know about law of attraction. So for me, the moment that I was like, this is not working. What am I doing? I teach that. Remember, beautiful audience, right, my dear Tracy? I've been sharing that I was already coaching people and they were transforming their lives, and my life was like crumbling, making me a lower loser, and the how do you call like that syndrome? Imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, I'm teaching people how to eat, and I'm killing myself with food, right?
Right.
So,
So while all this was happening, you knew and understood the workings of the law of attraction, but yet you
mhm.
were still, yeah, okay, totally cool. So you were, everything was responding to you
Yes.
So I love that.
Honestly, and I love that question, my dear Tracy, to put the cards on the table. Law of attraction, or what you put out, you're going to get back, was responding to me perfectly. My judgments, my anxiety, my powerlessness,
Hmm.
and everything is like everything is making a progress daily, every minute. Everything is progress, everything is abundant, everything prospers, even anxiety, even worry, even sadness, even fear. Everything prospers. Everything goes, everything grows, right?
Right. And so that's why, audience, we call it a bitch. Because so many of us, when we watch The Secret, or for me, I started off by listening to Abraham Hicks, and then I watched The Secret, which that was just confirmation. I was just excited that it was out there in the public, but that's when everybody got out there and was like, "Whoa, I'm going to create my own reality." And then I heard things like great things were happening in people's lives, and the first thing they'd say is like, I created my own reality. But what they never said was when the shit hit the fan was I created my own reality. And it works both ways. So that's why we're saying LOA's a bitch, because it's actually a gift too. Because it's
Mhm.
going to show you exactly what's going on. But at first it's going to feel like a bitch. Because you have to fine tune, you do have to get a grip on being noticing. And another thing, because you brought up your feelings, Lydia, one of the things that I had to do was because I was so numb from my life, I I had to learn kind of what levels of feelings were. I know this is weird, but it's like I remember one time, this was when I was in my 20s, my counselor telling me that I was telling her I finally got to a place where that actually felt like a two by four, where when all most of my life I would get hit over the head by a two by four, and I became so used to it, it felt like that. Because I thought it was that. And then finally, so I know there's probably a big group of us out there that were told, don't feel,
Mm.
or you were,
I remember. Okay.
or
Yeah.
you're in such an abusive situation that you have to shut down. And a lot of us have been through that, especially probably older generations. We were raised in a
Yeah.
different kind of thing where it was easier just to shut it down. And then
Yeah.
somebody's
That's
telling
yeah.
you to use your feelings as a guidance. And you're like, okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was like, I'll never forget too. And I was like, thought, well, I'm being happy. I can tell you today that I did not know what happy was. And because I was feeling better, I thought, I'm happy now. But that's
Mm.
how low on the totem pole I was about being numbed out and about feeling
Okay.
how much hardcore I could take hardcore stuff
Yeah.
that's, so I wanted
Mhm.
to bring that up because you were talking about feeling anxiety.
Mhm.
That for some people I know out there, that might be normal for you. and you think that's normal,
Yes.
and you're not even aware that you are buzzing out anxiety because, well, this is just normal.
Yeah. How do I know? That's a very good question if you ask us, right? How do you So how do I know? Because it is very simple. Again, the body is talking to us. Um, Again, like lower back issues or shoulder pain. It's they are indicators. And for anxiety, if you smoke, it's like I need a cigarette, or I need this, or I need my coffee. I need my coffee. Like from this desperation state, what you call stress, what everyone is being calling stress, that's anxiety and that's worry. At the end of the day, those are the emotions. So that's when you know, like, oh my gosh, I need to clear that emotion. That's the invitation. If you want to stop being like a loser, we need to clear those emotions, right, my dear Tracy?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, sorry. We're making fun of being an LOA loser, everybody, if you don't know that yet. Because most people go through that phase where they're applying all these things that all these teachers have told you to do. And once you do these, you're gonna like create the reality you've always dreamed of. And then guess what? Like we just said, LOA is a bitch because yikes, it's gonna show you everything that needs cleared.
Yes. Now, for example, to share one of the, uh, I'm going to quote them as, because nothing is a mistake, okay? But things that I was practicing that were not serving me, on the contrary, were counterproductive in my life experience, were, for example, the urgency to do like the 5 affirmations that they use, that they say they bring prosperity into your life. You need to wake up and you need to do like these 5 affirmations, and you're going to attract money and your business is going to prosper. But I was doing that from an that urgency state.
From a
And if
lack,
I, yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say from a lack state, probably.
from a lack, from I need to do this, and if I miss one day, oh my gosh. It
Right.
wasn't that I was aware of, again, but unconsciously I was feeling the emotion, the anxiety that I didn't do what the teacher of law of attraction or what I saw in this XYZ video. They said that you need to repeat this mantra. And if I miss one day, I was feeling like unconsciously, again, unconsciously, I was feeling anxiety or the fear of missing out, that just because I didn't say the mantra, the affirmation, or I didn't do the meditation, everything is going to fall apart. That was my belief.
Right.
So it was counterproductive for me trying to apply what I was learning about law of attraction, what they were saying. Do the affirmations, do your vision board, do use your money. You imagine that you have a 1 million bank account and use your money. It was causing in me the fear of missing out. I was creating that because I had the belief that if I wasn't doing that, then I wasn't going to be prosperous, or I wasn't going to attract the beautiful relationship or the health or the clients. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it totally makes sense. It's because once I became conscious of it, of really knowing, understanding that what you put out is what you get back, law of attraction. Well, there's at points too where I remember some of my friends did this, where the big thing in the secret was thoughts create your reality. I remember, I think it was Dooley that did this
Yes,
thing, the
Dooley.
5 words or whatever. And it's like, Well, that's terrifying because
What am I thinking?
all your thoughts. So, and then people like would suck them back or try to, but that's a whole, we're gonna do a talk, we're gonna discuss this more about that one, thoughts create reality, because there's a lot more to that one too. But when you
Yeah.
first hear that, you're going to be trying to, like Lydia, you know, I got to say this, I got to do this, but the vibe behind it all, and law of attraction is great at this. We're calling it a bitch, but it's a beauty too, is that it tells you that you can say all you want, but like Lydia said, you believe in something different. And for me, I used to say it, you got a different song playing in your head.
Yeah.
How you'll remember a song and it's always singing in your head. Well, it's singing in your head, and law of attraction is going to always show you what's going on. So it's a bitch and it's a gift at the same time, because it's real easy to see what's going on and how you can change it. And the thing is, what Lydia was talking about is don't beat yourself up when you or think that you messed it up. You can't mess it up either. It's steady. It has no judgment.
Yeah. Now, if you ask us what to do, this is a powerful tip that for me is when my life started to transform beautifully. What did I do? Nurture my self love, my self love. Nurture. Love yourself. The moment that I started to love myself, to take care of myself, like, okay, Lydia, you're worried. What's going on there? To really, okay, I'm not coaching anymore. I'm going to go with my coaches and I'm going to be open, not pretending that everything is okay. I'm going to cry. I'm going to grieve. I'm going to say out loud, I feel this way. That was the moment that I started to know more about myself and that I started to shift my perceptions, shift my emotions, and life started to transform in my physical reality, right? That's the beauty of it. That's why I completely agree with you, my dear Tracy. Law of attraction. Yes, it is a gift. The moment that we get it, that the moment that we honestly love ourselves without any judgment. That is a key for me. What do you think about, my dear Tracy?
Well, I- you're right on with it. That is, I mean, we could just do one show and say if you want to create your reality the way you want it, it would be to know your worthiness and to love yourself.
Mhm.
And that will be talked about later, because
Yes.
that is because Lydia, I'm not for sure what the timeline or how long
We
she
need to wrap things up. Yeah.
she shifted into that, but for me, it was like I couldn't get that for the longest time. I had to play the role of not, I didn't, re I told myself I was worthy and I deserved to have everything, but I didn't know how deep it went. And I will tell you to this day, viewers, audience, that I am still working on purely loving myself all the time,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we have learned from all kinds of things, society, books, or whatever, that you have to earn your worthiness and earn love. Even your parents. I mean, when I was growing up, it was like, um, you know, uh, if you want me to love you, you need to behave the way I want you to.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say it exactly like that, but that's
No,
what they
but it was like the message. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
you're not, so yes, this is a big topic.
Mhm.
Um, but it was a joy talking about how, because I love it. So everybody, you can be like now in your kitchen, doing something and something happening and you'll be thinking about it and you'll go, oh, Eloise a bitch, and then laugh about it and know that it's really a gift. But it's kind of, it lightens it up. It's like LOA is a
It
bitch
is. It does. It
because
does.
it's going to give it back to you when you don't want it.
So remember, beautiful audience, to subscribe, to like, and to come and join us next week for another talk, Law of Attraction, loser talk, in which you're going to receive a wonderful moment, laughter, and tips. Why not? Because
Woo-hoo! It's
have the next
LOA
week.
Tuesday.